You ready to go?
I'm good, dude. I'm good, bruh. What's going on? What's going on with you?
Nigga, it's hot.
It is hot. It's getting hot.
This is fucked up. Like the thing is, like, my ideal temperature, I'd like it to be like 40, 50 degrees. You know what I mean? I like it real cold.
You live in the wrong place, my brother.
Yeah, you know, and that's
my
the thing.
brother.
Is, I understand. You know, we're in California. We're in the LA area. It's basically a fucking desert. So I get it. That's not always realistic.
He gets it.
But it is April. It should be max high 70s.
Let's go through the
It's 90. It's been over 90 degrees.
Let's go through the months for you guys.
Every
just in case
goddamn day.
You guys don't know the months. We got January, February, March, April,
May, Pride Month, America Month.
Pride Month is in June?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think Pride Month is in June. Jamie!
No, you can't get Jamie.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Jamie left.
What if we need to look something up?
We just got.
What if we need some gay information? Who do we ask?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't know Jamie's sexual orientation like that.
Oh.
Why are you just assuming that Jamie's a homosexual person?
I mean, I think everyone
You can't
is.
assume that, dude. That's not like.
I think everyone's a little
I
gay.
hear that's not a cool thing to do.
Oh, well, here's the thing. It's hot and it's making me act out. And I can't deal with this shit. I'm not one of God's strongest soldiers.
You're
I'll
designed.
I'll
You're
kill
designed
myself.
for the cold, my brother.
Exactly. I have a big ass fucking. I have a big fucking giant torso.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing basically like a Patagonia vest at all times. I'm
But
not meant for this shit.
If he was naked, he would look like those poofy. No, it's fucked up.
What the poofy what?
Those vests that have like they're like giant poof stripes.
Oh, the bubble jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
My man's just not.
No,
like
actually, no. I'm not that type of fat.
that. No, you're not. You're not.
You've
you're
seen
not.
me. I'm more of a solid.
I've seen you naked.
I'm like construction worker fat.
Yeah. He's just big. He like big and strong, like a sumo.
A sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
A Mexican construction worker. A truck driver.
Your neighbor Greg.
Your neighbor Greg, who
You know-
walks around
You know who you
with
are.
his ass out, and you wish he wouldn't.
You wish he wouldn't. He's got those assless chaps.
I think I could rock those.
We all got
What's
a pair of
your
assless
look?
chaps.
Okay, like what's your look gonna be this summer?
This summer.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just talking to somebody about remember the romp hymns.
I forgot about those.
I never got one.
I see. I think those are cool. I think
I
I would like more things that give you a visible like dick print.
not
I think we should rock that.
not to sound like too much of a little like man baby, I guess. I don't know how this is gonna sound when I say it.
Mm-hmm.
But I when I was talking to this person about the romp hymns, for you guys that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, a romp hymn is basically a romper, which is a girl's like it's like a kind of a jumpsuit that has shorts instead
It's
of
like non-binary overalls.
that's not a clear description. Think of like what a dress looks like, right? But then like make it really short, and then instead of like it being like flowy and you could see under, it's short. But then you don't. It's not two separate things. You have to jump into it like a zipper on the back, like a jumpsuit. That makes the most sense.
Yeah, you have to climb a ladder. And
Yeah.
Then
That's a
jump
romper.
straight
so
down
it's like
into
one
it.
thing. So like let's say if you're wearing it and you need to do number 2, right? You unzip the back and you take the whole fucking thing off. Like everybody knows like your old Spider-Man or your Power Ranger outfits is exactly like that. So they have a guy version, which was like basically like the top is like a dress shirt with like an open, like you got like 5 buttons, I think.
yeah, you have the chest hair out.
Yeah, you got the little shorts and you rock some like $300 shoes, and that's the fit. That was the weight. And as I was talking to this person about it, I looked it up because they didn't know what I was talking about, and I had sent it. And as I was looking up, I noticed that what's it called? Like these are the people that use this product. That word.
The target target market.
No, the target audience, the
Demographic.
demographic. That word. Okay, the main people that are using it right now are my homosexual brethren. Mainly, all I've seen. Because in every photo I see of a guy in it, because they're romp hymns, so they're for guys. it's always two guys hugging or kissing, and not in a cool broy way, like we're comfortable with each other.
Yeah, when you tongue down the homie.
Yeah, not like that. I'm talking about like oh, they're really pushing boundaries. I guess not as much now. You gotta be like non-binary, pansexual, Apache helicopter, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rainbow Gang.
Yeah, Rainbow Gang. No negativity towards you guys. I just noticed.
Yeah,
and-
fuck. If
If
I see Ron DeSantis,
So yeah, so as
don't listen to Ron DeSantis.
as I was like, yeah,
it's okay to
because
be.
the first one I
gay
saw
or
it looked like
whatever.
a cool like a cool kind of semi pretty but like masculine guy. You know how there's those guys that are weirdly bored. They got a full beard, but they're like also like feminine at the same time.
Mm.
But they also have like muscly bodies.
Yeah.
So it was one of those kinds of guys.
twunk.
I was like, this guy looks cool. So I sent the person this picture, and then as I kept scrolling, I was like, I'm gonna send more. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not the target demographic anymore.
You can be,
I
though.
still can be because they're like, that looks good. That looks like something you'd wear. And I was like,
You can suck dick, dude. No one can stop you.
Look. Technically, anybody can do anything, but do I want?
That's
to?
what being an American's all about.
That is exactly what being American's all about.
It's about having gay experiences. That'll be the sound.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to today's podcast. We are 5 years late.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Brandon. Welcome back.
You kind of jumped the gun there.
No,
I wasn't prepared.
yeah, no, I wanted to surprise you, really.
Why?
Because that was a perfect moment to do the pew.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the pew is, those are for podcast listeners only. Sorry about that.
Yeah. If you're listening to this shit on YouTube, you're fucking scum.
No, don't. Why are you telling them that? No. Don't listen to him. Look at him. He doesn't know things. What you want to do is you want to watch us on YouTube because you guys want to see us. Obviously, why would you not want to see this handsome boy and me?
Exactly.
And then when you're driving to work, when you're working out, when you're doing stuff, cooking, cleaning, whatever, then you throw on the headphones, listen to us on Spotify, and then you'll get to hear the pew. So the benefit of the YouTube is you get to see us, and you get to see the funny, stupid things I'm doing. Like, what is he playing with over there? I don't know. But when you get the podcast, you take us with you. It's like you're having a phone call with a couple of your boys.
Yeah, it's a friendship simulator.
Yeah, so you got to do both, guys,
If you're lonely, this is exactly what you need.
So yeah, if you guys are on the YouTube, throw a like, throw
a like,
maybe comment. Nobody really ever comments.
Go on. If you
all
see
7
another
of you,
podcast,
I see the views. There's 7 of you.
If you see another podcast like uploading on YouTube that's not us, send them a death threat.
How about not that? How about you just dislike their video,
Dox them.
and then you put a link to our YouTube channel and just say this podcast is better.
Find out where their mom works.
And then they'll
post a picture of
there'll
their
be
grandma's
discourse
house.
because that podcast you're talking about will eventually see it, and they'll start talking bad stuff about us. But all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, you can
I can't
do
say
that
that. Can you
too.
say that for me? Can you just
All
redo?
publicity is good
Thank
publicity.
you. I'm a little tired, but I'm really pushing through it right now. You feel me?
All right, Brandon, you wanted to talk about something.
Okay,
What
so
was the thing you're gonna...
so I got a light topic. I watched I guess it was a podcast. I was listening to a podcast earlier when I was eating my lunch, and it was basically these like buff dudes, I guess like fitness influencers ish kind of guys.
Like us.
Yeah, and then this is gonna be a little risque conversation. I know we're not the kind of podcast that talks about things like this, but we're gonna push the boundary a little bit here. Basically, the guy's question or the topic was, there's a girl that blocked him, and they pseudo canceled him. He's not canceled, and they're talking about the fitness industry. And basically, the girl had said, if you're training or influencing or like talking to or trying to motivate a quote unquote obese person in any way, you're fat shaming them. And it's also what's the word that in like the 50s they try to like change homosexual people to be straight? What's
like conversion therapy?
Yeah, like conversion therapy.
Well, that still happens.
Okay, yeah. So they want to do like conversion therapy. They're saying that when like you're training or you're working out with somebody, you're telling them that the fitness lifestyle is better when you eat healthy and you work out. They're saying that you doing that is basically conversion therapy into being thin and like fit. And the guys obviously got mad, but they didn't fully disagree with her because she was saying she was only saying that based off statistics that she's read that talk about how when people do get into that and they do get leaner and they do get skinny, it's like for 2 or 3 years and they kind of fall off.
Yeah.
So there's not like a like you stay on it and then you're like locked in and you're like that forever. And then the people that do end up doing that, they kind of, you know, that's the minority.
Yeah.
So the topic is like, is that like really a thing? Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you see like her viewpoint? Because she is.
Okay, so I guess I can weigh in on this as a fat nigga. So first of all, I should be allowed to celebrate Pride Month as a fat person. That's my first takeaway. I don't know. See, so I always think of this. One of my favorite writers, this dude Adolph Reed. He wrote this thing sort of in criticizing like intersectional theory. If you know what that is.
Nope. You explain that.
Intersectional theory is basically this framework for talking about different identity-based oppressions. That it's not wrong, but it argues that different experiences based on race and gender are influenced by how these different identities interact with each other.
Yeah.
So like a black experience is not universal. There's a black female experience, a black gay experience. Like all of these like oppressed identities sort of compound and sort of alter how you're treated.
Yeah, because then like you'll have gay people, and they feel very different from like gay people of color.
Yeah.
Feel very different from gay white people.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
generally like the gay white people are accepted first.
Yeah.
And then when the gay white people kind of like they got the common denominator that, oh, we're both gay, we're both going through the same thing. They're like, no, we're gay and we're this and that. You're gay, but you're also white. So if you're like a gay guy, you still have the like even a gay guy has like is even above the gay white woman.
Yeah.
The gay white guy because he's still a man, you know. Even though he might be like flamboyant, maybe he's flamboyant, maybe he's not. He still can kind of switch and have that thing that like gives men higher position of power and stuff like that. That like that's what like the social norms are, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so I bring that up because, so in this criticism of intersectionality, Adolph Reed basically asks the question of like, okay, we have the continental identities, right, which is gender and race.
Yeah.
Right, and so it's obviously it's true, right? There's a black experience, and then there's experiences that are sort of unique to black women, but on top of that you have experiences that are unique to like black gay women and black gay women who are disabled, and black gay disabled women who are Jewish or Muslim or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of keep getting more and more and more specific, and the way he ends this point is by saying, technically speaking, we can show that like women above a certain weight and men below a certain height face discrimination in the job market, right? So should we be tailoring movements, like social movements, more toward like short men and like fat women and ugly people?
I do not. I feel like I don't want that.
Right? Yeah, and so the point he makes, he's saying it, and it's supposed to be like silly. Like you're supposed to understand that it's like he's saying it sardonically. He's saying it as like a kind of like humorous,
like a joke.
Yeah, like a humorous exaggeration, right? And the point of that is to basically ask like, okay, like how specific do we need to get, and to what end? Like what purpose is there of getting more and more and more specific, right? And what is actually being accomplished by creating these like hyper-specific, hyper-identitarian movements? What would be accomplished by these that would not be accomplished by a universalist, like working class movement, right?
Yeah.
And I think what it is like the reason we see this now, because this was written in like the late 90s, and he points out like,
damn, really?
yeah, and he's sort of pointing out like, oh, this is kind of silly, Like it would be kind of silly to cater a movement specifically.
My man's was right here, right on the nose.
Yeah, and it's like it would be he's making the point that like, oh, it would be silly to cater a movement specifically to people who are physically unattractive or people who are left-handed or fat or whatever. But like that is now a thing. Like within the this like broad set of identities that we need to kind of hyper focus on, fat people are now part of that.
Yeah.
And we've sort of turned being fat into a political identity. And so it kind of creates discourse like that where it's like, yeah, actually like trying to lose weight, that's like conversion therapy.
There's a whole other argument I've seen. It's a popular TikTok, and it follows along this whole. I don't know if you ever seen those like Sigma male grind set videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one that because these videos how they're set up, there's always a prelude that the Sigma male grind set is like very against. So like sometimes it'll be like just as a stupid thing, it'll be like a girl going like, oh, she's like doing a TikTok. She's like, oh, let's see what's up my skirt, and the video will end with a like cut her off with a buff guy going like, oh, you don't need to see what's under her skirt. You need to hit your 315 reps. And then it starts playing like super loud techno music and shit.
Yeah.
And then there's the video I'm talking about was a girl's basically saying oh, if you're working out with the motivation in mind of looking good, being thin, being lean, then that's fat phobic. Just that simple fact alone. Like let's say me, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Rona came and it kind of locked a lot of stuff out. I wasn't at the gym anymore. That was a very, very big part of my personality from like 16 to like when the Rona started.
Mm-hmm.
I was working out at least 3 to 6 days a week. Like up until the year before Rona, it was sometimes 7. And the year before that, I started slowing down a bit, but I was still going 3 to 4 days a week. And then I got cut off.
Yeah.
I obviously tried to do home workouts. It didn't really work for me. And then, I lost a lot of my muscles and I started feeling insecure and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her argument was if I want to work out again to look a certain way, then I'm being fat phobic in general to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's more like I think we have this tendency when we talk because I mean, to be honest, I don't like the term fat phobic. I just think it sounds silly, but like I do think people have this tendency to sort of take things as like an attack, and like I don't like I hate using the term fat phobic, but like that is sort of a thing that you're taught to think that like being fat is this horrible awful thing, and it's not a thing of like, oh, you hate fat people or whatever, you want to like bully fat people.
Yeah,
it's just a thing of like your motivation for wanting to work out is not it's sort of separated from like health or feeling good, and is sort of more focused on like this like aesthetic, this idea of a particular aesthetic.
To
and like
look
for me,
like a particular
like I'm the same way. Like there was a point like in the beginning of like Corona and shit where I was like very depressed and very like when I'm really depressed I won't eat.
Yeah.
And so there was points where I was like losing weight, and I was actually like feeling good about it. And like obviously that's not healthy, but it was like my focus was on like, oh well, I'm a shirt size down, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And like that's a common thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Getting skinny and losing weight is it's like the dark side of the fitness industry, which I personally am against. The whole like, oh, I want to watch my weight go down. Like, oh, let's say you're a girl and you're 5'5" and you weigh 180. To a girl, some girls might not like that.
Yeah.
Other girls might be fine with that. But if a girl's sole reason is to get that number lower, that's not, I personally feel, is not a good enough reason. Your reason to getting healthier should be to maybe lose fat, because too much fat has negative health effects.
Yeah. Or just also even if you're not fat, like just being stagnant.
Yeah, like
not working out.
Like
and shit.
you can feel like when you don't exercise, even walking up the stairs is hard. Like like that, like a too much of a sedentary lifestyle where you're just not moving around or anything.
It'll fuck you up.
That is unhealthy, and it is also not good for your brain. Exercising will create more chemicals and hormones and feel good hormones that just make you feel better. So one of the reasons I enjoy working out so much because it is like genuine, like it feels like therapy. Like
Yeah.
when I have a really bad day, I want to go to the gym because maybe I'm angry or maybe like there's just like internal frustrations I'm not fully understanding. But like working out like gives me that feel good hormone, and it's not just like a trigger and then it goes away and then I feel shitty again like a drug, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a constant thing. It's like I don't want to say a high, but like it kind of like it's like if I work out for weeks on end consistently, it's not like I work out and I feel really good and the day after the day I'm not working out it goes away. You know, it's like I progressively feel more happy in general.
Yeah.
And even the fact that like I feel like my lung capacity is better. I can walk upstairs. I can carry things slightly heavier.
Mhm.
All those things are like they make me feel nice.
Yeah.
And a plus side is I also start looking a certain way.
Yeah.
So that's not the main goal, but I can't argue that it's not a part of it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think like the like where it gets like kind of complex and kind of hard to talk about is like. It's kind of what I say with like cancel culture and all that type of shit, right? Where people kind of focus on like annoying teenagers trying to like call people out for stupid bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But like you can't just talk about that because that doesn't exist in a vacuum. You know, that is an overreaction or an overcorrection to like the culture in general, which is like very racist and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I think with this shit, like you see this like very uniquely like neurotic and sort of sometimes deranged shit in like body positivity communities, if you want to call it that. And like I think the instinct is to like be annoyed by it or get angry at it, which is fair. But it's like that type of shit, the thing of like, you know, you need to call out like fat phobia and treat fat people like a uniquely oppressed group and treat fat as like a political identity. All of that exists within the context of like a broader social issue, which is like specifically for women, like really unhealthy ideas about like weight and fitness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where like for whatever issues there might be with body positivity, like there's probably a lot more, especially women, affected by like things like anorexia or bulimia, you know what I mean? And like I don't know, like I think in order to actually like have a reasonable conversation about like weight and sort of the social politics of weight and physical appearance and stuff like that, we would actually have to first address like the culture that is just like psychotically anti-fat or anti, you know, not thin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would have to be the first thing to be addressed, because if not, we just have this like sort of uniquely psychotic discourse where it's just people kind of being like spiteful. Like a lot of that shit, like calling out, like calling people fat phobic and shit like that. A lot of that is just like spite toward
Maybe the people that are actually being mean.
yeah, like there's especially for women, like people are gonna be really shitty to you if you're fat, and so it's like it does create this spite where even if like there's a lot of people that will sort of present their disgust toward fat people, and like I said, specifically toward fat women, they'll kind of like use this cudgel of like health and shit like that, but it's like very clear, you listen to them, it's like very clear, like that's not what you're concerned about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they just don't like how you look.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
And it creates this sort of like culture war out of you know, the issue of weight and like how we treat fat people and stuff like that.
I think it's obviously a very complex issue.
Yeah.
I don't look at a big person and and go, oh, they should lose weight, they should get skinnier. I like in general, if I see like a bigger person in the gym, you really see them working, because like I think I've talked about this a couple times before, like where me and my old gym partner, we would whenever we would try and like we'd see people, we'd every once in a while we'd talk about doing it, and then sometimes we would actually do it. But if you see a really big guy, like I mean like a big dude,
Mm-hmm.
300 plus, he's pushing it, And then you see guys like that on the treadmill, and they're just like, you could tell on their face they're suffering, but like if you're like pushing through that because you want to feel good, like that doesn't seem like such a bad thing to me.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, okay, but like maybe if I look at that guy, I don't know the social pressure that he's under for why he's doing it. It could be a completely personal thing, like it's entirely on him, or he maybe has a shitty significant other that told him, "Get your ass in the gym. I blah blah blah. I won't be with you." Like I've seen some like gym podcast guys. I don't watch them, but like I've seen clips where like some guys were like, "Oh yeah, I told my wife like after she gets like she's done with the baby and being pregnant, she got to lose that shit. I'm gonna give her 3 months. She doesn't have the
Jesus Christ.
Once the 3 months are up and she doesn't look the way I want her, that's it. I'm dumping her ass." And then the other guy was like, "Yeah, I hear you, bro." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, there's a weird thing in like sort of like bodybuilding subcultures and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a weird thing of like, and I think this is also maybe why a lot of like body positive, like especially like women like don't like it, is like there's this like kind of incel type shit that you see from a lot of them.
Yeah.
Where it's like this idea that like, women are like a distraction, or like, they're fucking,
That's that
they're gonna
Sigma
hold
male,
you back. And
that's
it's like,
the Sigma male
nigga,
grind set
like,
kind of
you
thing.
need to go to therapy. Like,
It's like, "Oh yeah,
like,
this girl's bad for you. She's gonna keep you from the gym. You need to be at the gym with the boys."
yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like I get it. Like I understand that like a breakup or a heartbreak, whatever, like it sucks and it fucks you up. But like there is this thing among those types sometimes where it's like you can tell all of this is sort of like
Coming
a
from someone.
sublimated rage toward either women in general or like one specific woman.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking just weird and creepy to see.
Yeah, I see exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. You'll see that shit, and you can sometimes see the motivation from people being that like rage or that hatred or like that like, "Oh, I'll get you," like I'll get you. I'll look this good, and you're gonna want me, but I'm not gonna want you.
Yeah.
And like it's very bad. Or sometimes like some of these guys like they'll get like completely emotionally destroyed, and they'll go to the gym and that'll be their outlet, and then it becomes their whole personality.
Yeah.
And that's all they. That's
which is
like
like
becomes all they know.
It is good to go to the gym, but like also, I don't know, just get really into the gym, but also don't be a freak.
Yeah.
Don't be someone who like hates women or like, has this really psychotic like antisocial personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't really know guys personally who have been like that I've talked to. It just seemed like mainly
'Cause I
internet
feel like
shit.
you mostly go to the gym with like friends of yours.
Yeah.
It's just like regular dudes who like they see that you have made a lot of progress since like we were in high school and shit. Because he used to be very fucking skinny,
Tiny.
and now he's fucking fucking macho man and shit.
I got real big.
And like, so there's people that we know that will like go to him for advice, and I think that's why you have like a healthy relationship with the gym. If you're like, you're coming in with the understanding of like, you know what it's like to be scrawny and get made fun of for that, or being fucking fat as shit and getting made fun of for that.
There's a deep respect I have for people that like bring them out of that, because it's not even just like being, it's like I guess one of the motivations behind that, like what you just said, would be like because you didn't like that you're being made fun of, or you're being like bad things are happening to you, usually socially.
Yeah.
But like also for like a skinny guy, I guess like as a man you want to be strong,
Yeah.
And then also like growing up, there's a lot of stuff to happen, but one big fear I had was being too weak to prevent people from getting hurt,
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're like 110-pound, like not 6 foot like guy, you don't have like a physical presence like that,
Yeah.
Even just being like decently tall and like well built, you're kind of like a deterrent. You don't really even need a fight.
Yeah.
But if you're like smaller, like people will push you around, or they won't take you seriously, and stuff like that could cause bad things to happen.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of like close family members that I would not want anything bad to happen to. So if I could do something in my power to prevent something bad from happening, for the one thing I had at the time was getting fucking ripped as fuck.
Yeah.
And then, looking strong. Because just looking strong, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I haven't been that many fights. But friends of friends, acquaintances, I'm there. There's from certain people's point of view, it's like, oh, you don't want to mess with Brandon. I'm not saying I'm that guy, because I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy, pal. And I know that. Maybe I'll do boxing. That'd be pretty cool. But just knowing that idea could potentially help out a family member, it makes me feel good. Especially if you're already if you're a big guy, they're oh, dude, that's what's his face's sister, fucking big brother. You don't want to fuck with that girl, because then he's fucking 6'5" and he weighs 280. Yeah. It kind of sucks that that's a thing that you have to genuinely worry about, your family member's safety. And maybe not a lot of people think about it, but it might be something you should think about, because not to give people anxiety or anything, but shit could happen.
Shit could happen.
And if you had the opportunity to prevent something from happening, I guess this is kind of Spider-Man motivating me. If you had the chance to prevent something from happening and you didn't do it, you'll regret it for the rest of your life, Yeah. And I've had stuff like that happen to me. So if you have the opportunity to become better, stronger, whatever, financially in any way, I say to anybody watching this or listening to this, fucking do it. I'm not saying get buff, but there's so many different things that you can do to kind of protect people or help your people that you're close to and you love. So that's a big motivator, especially for a small guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like because I was I've never been thin. Even when I wasn't fat, I was still
you were pretty. You was built. You looked like a linebacker.
So I never had that feeling.
Yeah.
For me, it's always just I always feel the opposite. I feel like I'm even when we're sitting like this, I'm oh fuck, I'm taking up so much space. I'm fuck, dude. I'm taking 2 people's seats right now. Or if I'm on I went to Universal Studios a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we did the little studio tour thing. And the seats on the tram are real thin.
They
and
wanted
I was
you to be in the
oh,
middle.
Fuck me. I was well, my girlfriend was on the edge, and then I had this old lady next to me, and I was trying hard as possible to I had my arm around her, and I had my hand on the outside. Gripping gripping the outer edge and pulling myself toward the wall. Just because there was this little fucking viejita, and I was I don't know if you've been on it recently, but you get rocked around and shit.
Yeah, it goes.
It's a little old lady. If I tip over her way, it's quiet for her.
She did.
She's done. It's you. R.I.P.
See, when I was younger, my problem was people going oh, if you're watching people doing this shit to me, oh, he's small, what the fuck? I'm just gonna be here. You'll have people kind of looking at you and going he doesn't need that much space anyways. Let me just stretch my arms out. Let me take his armrest or spread my legs on him.
See, I feel I'm lucky in that because I'm big.
Yeah.
So people, even though I'm fat, people are people don't think that I'm people are okay, yeah, maybe I should be, maybe I don't fuck with him. Even though, but I'm not gonna I'm not that type. I'm not that guy,
I'm not that guy.
But
I'm not that guy,
I have big fucking shoulders and a big chest, so people
today's
don't fuck with me.
Today's podcast is called Perspectives of Man.
Yeah. The reality is I'm a huge bitch. You could beat me up. You could call me a little piggy.
We have glasses.
You could spit up. Yeah,
I
have
a
glasses.
ponytail.
My hair's just not done.
If you guys seen Human Resources, I do not have 3 dicks. I only have 1.
I'm playing with a Rubik's Cube.
I have a horse that's right there that I've had since I was 6. Can you grab that for me? Can you grab that for me right there?
That's pretty cute.
Okay, so if you guys are watching, you see this horse? His name's Firestar. I think I've talked about him before.
Is this My Little Pony?
No, it's a steel Mustang. Oh, not a car, like a horse, like an actual horse. He's brown. It's literally made of steel. The only reason I still have this thing is because it's made of steel and I can never break it. If you were to grab this, you could kill somebody with it, and this thing won't break.
That's good for like home invasions.
It really is. Like you look at this and it looks like a child's toy. You pick this up.
If you hit someone with the snout,
Yeah, they're done.
They're
This is gonna
done.
go in his. This can go in your head.
that's going right in your fucking
And
temple.
it's, if you guys were to grab this, there's a weight to it. It feels like there's a good 5-10 pounds on this fucking thing. It's not light.
That's how you started working
What's
out.
my point? What's my point here?
We were talking about how we're both pussies.
Oh yeah.
So you were like, "Oh, I
This
have
is my
a horse."
horsey. But also, I'll kill you.
What is like the least masculine thing about you?
Let's see. Imagine I pee sitting down, bro.
That would be. What if you like? What if like this whole time, like you just on a regular basis, you pee like sitting down and like backwards,
Damn.
like facing the tank.
You seen that South Park episode with Butters?
Oh yeah.
Hey, you guys don't turn around and face the little table and play with your little toys while you're making a poo? You guys don't do that?
I feel like maybe I should do that.
I mean, it's kind of a smart idea for a kid, but then you're like, "Ooh, why?" I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, wait. What is the least masculine thing? Real talk. Let's get fucking vulnerable.
Let's get in the
here.
nitty
What's your
gritty. Least
what's-
masculine thing.
yeah? What's your
Like personality wise, or like what?
personality wise, hobbies?
Damn, I don't know. I think I need an outside perspective on this.
I think it's that you're like a nerd.
I guess
You like
yeah.
a lot of nerdy shit.
I'm a dweeb. I'm
What
a
is
little
what is mine?
If you guys let me just talk about my nerdy shit, it's very non-threatening. Like if you're a guy talking about the circuit boards in this thing works much better
It's
than
like,
this other one.
well, clearly.
Well,
as-
actually,
in Spider-Man 3, it's made very clear that Spider-Man does not have actual powers. He's benefiting from the inventions of Dr. Robotnik.
very good.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Oh.
Dr. Robotnik's from Sonic.
Oh. What is my least masculine feature?
I gotta say, your left hand, man.
Why?
I'm just kidding. Your least masculine feature. Let's see.
My vagina.
You kind of remind me of an old history teacher. So I don't really. There's not really
He's trying to say gay. He's trying to work around. He's trying to walk around saying
Oh,
gay.
dude, I got it. He's got very long eyelashes.
I do have very long,
They're
pretty
very
eyelashes.
if you kind of just only looked at his eyes, and then he maybe put a little bit of a little mascara, you would 100% think that was a girl. He's got
I'm a bad
long,
bitch.
luscious eyelashes.
I'm a bad bitch.
And then maybe that's not masculine. Who am I to say?
Can I say
That's the one thing though. So you saw how to nitpick that because he got a big strong man kind of vibe. So he's kind of the opposite of non-masculine just from looking at him.
Yeah, and it's good that I have that vibe. It's good on camera because you can't tell that I'm 5'8".
Damn.
Yeah, that's sorry guys.
Damn. All the women that were following this podcast.
Pack up your vaginas
Left.
and go home.
Left. This is a 6 foot and under podcast. So sorry, ladies. We just got
you were
the
bringing
looks.
up you were bringing up the horse, and I'm thinking maybe horse and buggy are gonna make a comeback.
¿Qué dijo?
Just
Horse
I-
and what? What'd you
horse
say?
and buggy.
The hell is that?
You don't know what that the horse with the fucking cart attached to it. You travel on it.
You mean like a carriage
Yeah,
or like the one the Romans used?
yeah,
What do you, those are things. Those are still a thing. You could
yeah.
ride
But I'm
one.
thinking it's gonna become like a common thing.
You know that'd
We
be.
don't see them where we live. We're Los Angeles.
We might see them
boys.
more if there was less cars and more trains. But that's a.
So here's what I'm
That's for
thinking.
another podcast.
I don't realistically think that President Joe Brandon is going to invest in infrastructure. I don't think that his Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, I don't think he's going to invest.
Is that his actual?
No, it's Pete Buttigieg.
No, not the name. His job title.
Yeah, he's Secretary of Transportation.
Damn, you doing a shit job. I haven't seen one train.
Um,
Where the fucking
yeah,
trains?
he fucking sucks. Pete Buttigieg, you're a fucking freak. I don't trust any child prodigy.
Firestar back for me real quick.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't think, obviously, I would like to see a lot of trains. I don't realistically think it's going to happen.
It probably will never happen.
But
That's why I'm gonna move to Amsterdam.
nothing can stop us from buying horses and carriages. Because I filled my gas tank earlier, It was $79.
Damn.
For a second, I was like, I looked at that price and I was like, I don't know if I ever want to fill my tank again. I might just buy.
I keep doing half tanks because it's like $34, and I just get sad. Money's tight right now, folks.
Me too.
Money's mad tight right now.
President Joe Brandon, we need another stimulus check. I really like calling him Joe Brandon.
Why?
I don't know. It just makes me, the like "Let's Go Brandon" thing.
I hate that shit.
It's so stupid, but I love saying.
I didn't even know
Joe
that was a
Brandon.
thing because there apparently it was trending everywhere for like a little while ago.
Mm.
I personally never seen it. Like I think I would have noticed something that involved my actual name.
Yeah, the hogs were oinking.
I didn't see shit though. I heard about it through fucking SNL, like their like little newscast.
Oh,
like,
the
thing.
weekend update.
Yeah, that one. I thought, and then they brought a guy on saying like, "Oh, I'm Brandon. I hear everybody talking about me. I'm really happy. I'm getting all this support."
I like to imagine you do that. Like you open Twitter like the day after that fucking NASCAR thing. And you're like, whoa. Everyone must have seen my Instagram post.
Yeah, honestly, when did this happen?
I don't even remember. It was basically
was
just
it last year? Or this year?
That it was last year.
I don't know about that.
It was just this NASCAR guy was like getting interviewed, and there was like the NASCAR, like the bovine NASCAR fans in the background shouting "fuck Joe Biden," and then the like announcer or something was like, "Yeah, the crowd's shouting Let's go Brandon," and so it became like a thing among like the MAGA pigs, where they'll be like, "Let's go Brandon," and it means, fuck Joe Biden. It's like.
That's actually kind of funny.
It is kind of funny, but I just like saying
Is your mic on?
yes.
Okay,
I'm playing with the fucking Switch, but I'm not turning it off
Guys,
this time.
if you guys, I'm so sorry. If you notice that the last like 40 seconds to 2 minutes of last week's episode, where his audio got all weird, that's because my man's here decided to turn off his mic while he was talking, and I didn't notice until I was editing the damn thing, and I saw he had no audio. So luckily, I sit next to him, and I just pulled his audio up from my mic. But that was a tough one. Now I keep looking at your damn mic. I'm like afraid you're turning it off.
I want to say in my defense,
You stupid ass! I hate you. You look like you were just eating crackers.
I think that would be a good move. Like what would be like we should do, what the fuck are those called? The thing where like the people will like eat a bunch of shit and record it.
Go
Goo goo gaga. Mukbang.
Mukbang.
We should do that.
I don't want to.
Why not?
It's not the way for me.
Okay, but
I'm done. Actually,
there is people that I know make a lot of money from that.
Okay.
We both of us can eat a lot.
I borderline almost did like proportion wise, like as in the amount of food I ate. There was this one day when during the time I was working out 6 days a week, so I had hunger, like you guys would not believe.
The hunger.
And
Hunter S. Thompson described the fear. This is the hunger.
So at the time I was eating almost 3,000 calories a day, shit ton of chicken, a lot of protein, a lot of rice, a lot of fats, and I was freaking eating. And one day I decided I want to go eat pho, which I love pho. So what I did was I ate a very light breakfast. I waited 4 hours until like my stomach was like, you're dying, right? And then I eat a lot, so my stomach just it's ballooned out. There's a lot of space in there. So what I did was there was this pho restaurant like half a block away from where I used to live. Remember?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Oh my god,
I miss
beautiful!
it.
It's gone now, but
It is back open though.
it's
but
back open.
under a different name.
But is
Yes.
it the same food?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll go back. But my point is that a lot of pho restaurants have a small bowl and a large bowl. That's it. This place at the time, I don't know if they still have it now.
That scared the fuck out of me.
Damn, Google. Okay.
Siri just went the fuck off right now.
Okay, so basically, there's a bowl up like 2 sizes above large. There's a bowl like think of the size of a salad bowl, like I would say a foot in like diameter, like the length
imagine
of bowl.
like a YouTube challenge.
Yeah. Okay. That's the second largest one. The largest one was basically like a pot, like a steel giant, like probably like what kind of like a small yoga ball. Like just imagine that and just make a bowl. That's how big this thing was. I asked for 2 extra packs of noodles and 3 extra packs of meat. And then I sat there with all my extras, and I would eat all the noodles and the meat, and the broth was still hot. And then I would also ask them to bring more broth to keep it hot. And then I was like, all right, first pack of meat, first pack of rice. Ate all that shit. Okay, did it again. Second pack. Did that again. And I was sitting there. I went by myself. This was my treat to me on a Friday.
This feels very dark.
No, it wasn't. I was looking forward to this because
I want you to tell this, and then I'm gonna tell you. It's my equivalent. It's so much more. It's so depressing.
So basically, I was eating so clean that I just wanted a gift to myself, and the gift was that. And when I was eating, I was like smiling, and I left, and I looked pregnant. Like my stomach was huge, and at the time, I had I had abs. I was like 9% body fat, and I was full. People were staring at me. I was just going to town. I was like this fucking with my there's like muscle shirts that you get that are like spaghetti strap kind of, and they go like really low, and it shows like a lot of your back, and they're like just tiny little shorts. And that's just what I went there. We're in my sandals, and I just grubbed. And then I went home.
You were on your nature's cruelest mistake.
I went home, and I fucking slept for 12 hours. I still remember it to this day. You guys gotta treat yourself. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
When I was 21,
Okay.
it was like I was 21 or 22. And I had this like very bad depressive episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like severely depressed for like I don't know, a few months. And there was this really, really, really bad period in like December where I didn't eat like any meals for like 3 days. And then on the third day,
ending this on a high note, huh?
I went to go drive around. I would just go drive around because that was what I would do. I would just like sleep all day, and then around like 7 at night, I would go and drive around and like listen to music or podcasts or whatever.
Yeah.
And I stopped and got food. I ate McDonald's, and I finished that, and then went to Taco Bell within like an hour. I like finished that, and then went to Taco Bell, and then drove around, and then I had to stop to throw up. That's my equivalent of that.
God damn.
It was a very that was a dude.
You
22 was the 22 was a hard age.
For me, mine was how old were we? 2015, 2016.
Like 19, 20.
What?
20,
Really?
No. 15, 16. It's like 2021.
Yeah. Oh, around the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was going through it around then too. I definitely didn't do that. Yeah. Sadness. But thank you guys for watching. This was a very cool podcast. We kind of got real deep at the beginning.
Yeah.
We got
I would like to say, Brandon, you're fat phobic.
Thanks, man. And we haven't done a long one like this in a while, and maybe we'll keep doing it like this. And maybe if you guys like this length, we'll give you this length more often.
You go more long dick style.
Yeah. So if you guys like the podcast, and you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment maybe. If you guys are listening to us on Spotify, maybe tag us on one of your stories. Tell your friends about us. We love you guys, and we're going to try and make sure we see you guys every week from here on out. We're back, baby. Bye-bye.
Hell yeah. I'm feeling like Taika Waititi the way I'm in the shadows. Is that him?